Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me for today's class. So first off, I want to say if for some reason we get disconnected, I'm going to pop right back on. So keep an eye on this channel. You'll see another live coming on. We had some technical difficulties yesterday, so I apologize for that, but keep an eye out if we get disconnected for any reason. So welcome. My name is Nicole, and I'm with At Home with Nicole. We do on-demand yoga and fitness and mobility classes. And today we are going to move through some really safe, simple, and really effective stretches that are going to target your entire body. Every part of your body is going to feel great after this class. I want to also thank Hewlett-Packard for sponsoring this class and yesterday's class, so a big thank you out to them. If you like what you see here today and the types of classes that are offered, mobility, yoga, stretching, then go ahead and click the subscribe link below. Make sure you do that so you can get all these great classes and mobility classes all in one spot. So grab yourself a yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can grab a blanket. Maybe if you have both, go ahead and grab both. If you don't have that, make sure you have something underneath your legs or your knees so that you cushion that. So maybe a small rug or something like that. All right, so go ahead and grab your equipment and let's get moving. All right, so let's start in our seat. If you'd like, you can sit on the very edge of the blanket if you'd like. You're going to place your hands onto your thighs, sitting up nice and tall through your spine. Let's take a nice deep breath in. We'll inhale, reach the arms all the way up, big breath in. And then exhale, we'll bring the arms all the way back down again. Very good. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms all the way up, and then exhale. Bring the arms down. And let's do that one more time. Deep breath in, just kind of filling up our lungs with our breath. And then exhale, let's bring the hands all the way back down. Great. Let's take the hands onto the thighs. We're going to go into some seated cat-cows today. So let's sit up nice and tall. Deep inhale, we're going to draw the shoulder blades back. And then as you exhale, you're going to round forward. Draw the chin down towards the throat. And then inhale, sit up nice and tall. Good. So some nice morning stretches to start your day. And then exhale, drawing it back into a rounded position, chin down towards your chest. Let's do that one more time. Deep, full breath. Inhale. How are you doing this morning? Exhale. A little chilly out today. Good. Let's come all the way back to seated. So now we're going to do some seated circles. So kind of moving the spine in different directions today. So placing the hands onto the thighs. Let's go ahead and make some circles here. Try to stay rooted and grounded through your sitting bones. So when you sit on a blanket, it actually helps to tilt your pelvis in a kind of a nicer, more natural position for these poses. So feel free to do that. If it bothers you with your legs crossed, you can certainly extend one leg out, right, and then the other. Totally your choice. Let's go ahead and move in the other direction. Good. How is your spine feeling today? Keep moving, keep breathing. Remember, anything that you do in today's class should feel good in your body. And if it doesn't, then I want you to modify or stop it completely. All right, let's come back to seated. We're going to do some side stretches now. So if you want, you can switch your leg position just to stay balanced in the body. We're going to inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then go ahead and place the right hand towards the floor or on the floor. And you're going to lift your left arm up and over. So there's a lifted movement here. So breathe into the left rib cage. Nice big breath here. There's a lot of little muscles in between our rib cage called intercostals. Really important to get those to stretch. All right, let's inhale. We'll bring both arms up. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then go ahead and bring the left hand down. Inhale, right arm up towards the sky. And then exhale, you're going to lean. So again, try to stay rooted and grounded through your sitting bones. Don't rock all the way over. And breathe. Very nice. All right, let's inhale. We'll come all the way back up. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Give it a little bit of a shake. So let's come on to hands and knees. And again, if you have a blanket, you might want to take it for underneath your knees, just to soften. You're going to bring the hands to the floor, right underneath the shoulders, and bring your knees right underneath your hips. Let's inhale here. And as you do so, I want you to round the spine like a cat, like a mad cat, drawing your chin down towards your throat, pressing the upper back towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, I want you to go in the other direction. So kind of letting the shoulder blades and the chest here broaden. Good. And then inhale, rounding the spine. And exhale, going in the other direction. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, rounding. And exhale. And 1 more time. Inhale, rounding the spine. And exhale, going in the other direction. All right, let's go ahead and come into neutral spine here. Take the hands a little bit further forward. Maybe bring the knees in just a little closer together. And we're going to make little circles here again. Kind of getting into the hips this time, hips and shoulders. Good. Make sure you're breathing. Not too much pressure on the wrists here. And when you're ready, go in the other direction. Very nice. 1 more time. Good. And we're going to come back into a classic yoga pose here called child's pose. So bring the big toes together. Let the knees come apart a little bit, and then go ahead and shift back. Now, not everyone can bring their forehead to the floor, so go ahead and maybe cross one hand over the other. You can put your forehead there. If this bothers you too much, then you can go ahead and take your blanket and place it behind your thighs, behind your knees. It'll soften that for you. Good. So very classic yoga pose here. Great one to open up the chest. 1 more breath. So imagine you could breathe into your low back. Good. And then inhale. Let's come all the way up. Let's bring the hands back under the shoulders. We're going to do a little pose here called reaching under the bed, and it looks exactly like that. So what I want you to do is inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky. You're going to face the right side of your room. And then as you exhale, let's take that arm underneath, kind of threading the needle or reaching under the bed here. We're going to bring the right side of our face onto the floor. You can tuck the toes under if you want, or untuck the toes, your choice. You can also reach that left arm forward. Again, if this is too much for you, you can modify, just go back into that child's pose. Let's take one more breath here. And then exhale. Let's bring that left hand under the shoulder. You're going to use it to push yourself back up. Go ahead and go back into that twist. And then let's bring that hand back down. How'd you do? All right, let's go to the other side. So we're going to inhale, reach the left arm up. So you want to try to keep your hips square with the floor here. Left palm will face the left side of the room. Inhale. Nice big full breath here, opening up the side. And then exhale, go ahead and thread the needle, reaching underneath that right arm. And bring that right arm forward, left side of your face on the floor. Big full breath here. One more breath. And then exhale, bring the right hand under the shoulder. We'll use it to push ourselves up. Inhale, reach up, open up. And then exhale, bring that hand down. Very good. How'd you do? All right, I want you to tuck your toes under if you can. So this is not for everybody. If it's too much for you, then go ahead and untuck your toes. Go ahead and reach back. Make sure the pinky toe is involved in this. It tends to want to not be involved in this pose. And you can go ahead and just shift your energy back here. Really nice stretch for the bottoms of your feet. The feet are our foundation for our movement. So really, really important to make sure our feet have flexibility and mobility as well. Now go ahead and breathe, right? This is better than a cup of coffee. We'll take one more breath here. Woo. And then exhale, go ahead and come forward, taking the weight off of those toes, untuck the toes, and just tap the tops of your feet onto your mat here. Very good. All right, so let's go ahead and come onto our knees here. I'm just going to be here for a moment. Again, another good reason why we have a blanket or a towel underneath our knees. Let's go ahead and take our left foot forward. Now, this pose is called Asana in yoga. Really great stretch here for your hip flexor, part of the front part of your body that tends to get tight if you sit too long. So what we want to do here is just tilt the pelvis forward a little so you feel your right quadricep, the top of your right thigh, engage. And then you're going to shift forward just a little. Make sure that that front heel stays on your mat. Just a little. It's not a huge movement here. Let's go ahead and bring that right arm up. Relax the shoulder. And then inhale, lengthen through that right arm, and then exhale, lean to the left. So you're going to feel this amazing stretch through the right side of your body. We did a form of this in yesterday's class. We were standing when we did it, so if this is too much pressure on that knee, then go ahead and bring it up. Do this whole thing on your feet. Okay, let's take one more inhale. And exhale. Let's go ahead and bring that hand down. Go ahead and bring that left knee back. And we'll come back into that child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart, forehead towards the floor, or one hand on top of the other, bringing your forehead there. Your choice. All right, let's go ahead and walk the hands back to the knees. Bring the knees together. You're going to come back up. And let's go ahead and we'll place the right foot forward. All right, so let's do a little bit of a pelvic tilt here. So tilt the pelvic floor forward until you feel a stretch here in the front of your left quadricep, the top of your left thigh. It should feel like it engages. You really need that in this position. Walk the right toes forward if you need to. Make sure that front heel stays on the mat. You're going to bring the left arm up. Relax the left shoulder, so let it draw away from the ear. Inhale, and then exhale, you're going to lean towards the right. So again, feeling the stretch all the way down through the left side of the body. Let's take one more nice deep breath. Imagine you could fill up the right side of your body with your breath. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and bring that left hand down. Carefully walk that right knee back. Little balance trick there. And then come back into that child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. And breathe. All right. So let's go ahead and walk the hands back to the knees. Bring the knees towards each other. Go ahead and curl those toes under. And you're going to come onto the balls of your feet. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way. Then come onto the soles of the feet and take your feet as wide as feels comfortable in your back body. So some people are super tight in the hamstrings, so take the feet a little wider, okay? You can place the forearms onto the thighs if you'd like, if this is too much for your low back. Those of you who maybe have a consistent practice, you could straighten the legs a little. We're coming into what's called a forward fold here. Okay, let's take one more breath. And exhale. Bend your knees. Press your feet into the mat. If you need help coming up, bring the hands on the thighs. Otherwise, just roll up. And then we'll come to a standing position. All right, I'm going to turn and face you. You can turn and face me. I'm going to take the feet wide here. We're going to come into a pose called Prasarita Padmottanasana, or wide-legged forward fold. It's a mouthful, I know, but it's a great stretch for the backs of your legs. All right, so the wider the feet, the easier this is. I want you to pay attention to how this feels in your body. If it feels too much, then I want you to modify or come out of the pose completely, okay? Let's take the hands onto the thighs or the hips, below the waist. We'll inhale here, and as you exhale, I want you to hinge forward from the fronts of your hips, not your belly button, but a couple of inches below that. You're slowly going to come forward until maybe your hands can come onto the floor. Now, if they can't come onto the floor, no worries. I want you to put your hands onto your thighs and have a softening in the backs of the knees. Otherwise, hands can come onto the floor here, or maybe you have a chair or maybe a couple of yoga blocks. I want you to shift forward and back here, and as you shift forward, notice how the stretch kind of changes in the backs of the legs. Again, you can do this with your hands on your thighs, okay? So shifting forward and back. Good. Now, kind of find that Goldilocks position, not too far forward, not too far back, just right. You're going to inhale here, and then as you exhale, you can either stay where you are or fold forward, letting the head hang. Now again, this pose is not for everyone, so if you need to, hands on the thighs, you can soften the backs of the knees. The knees in either position should not be completely straight, okay? We have a softening there. You're going to breathe here. All right. Let's go ahead and walk the hands back under the shoulders. We'll inhale a little half lift here. Imagine that you could put maybe a cup of coffee on your low back without it spilling. Go ahead and take the hands onto the thighs, and we're going to roll up. Very nice. How'd you do? I want you to turn the toes out slightly now. So pick up the heels, turn the toes out slightly. We're going to come into kind of a side-to-side lunge here, and then we're going to hold. So working more the inner thighs. So I want you to lean over to the right, feeling the stretch through the inner left thigh. Come on up. Then go ahead and lean over to the left, feeling the stretch in the inner right thigh. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean. Not a lot of pressure here. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean. So very gentle push here on the thigh. Inhale, center. And then exhale, lean. And let's hold this one. So you might feel a little bit of shaking in the muscle. That's okay. No pain though. Pain is not an option here. All right. Let's come all the way back up. Inhale, center. Let's exhale, lean over to the left, and we're going to hold this one. So energy moves back here. It's a tendency to move the energy forward. You're not going to feel it as much in the inner thigh as you should. So draw the energy back, feel it in the heels. Definitely breathe. Keep the belly drawing in to protect the low back. You're doing great. Let's take one more breath. And then exhale. Very nice. Let's inhale, come all the way up. We're going to heel toe the feet together, and then come to stand. Very nice. All right, so what I'd like you to do is go ahead and take that right foot. You're going to place it behind the left, so we're kind of crisscross here. I want you to take your right hand. You're going to make a gentle fist with it with the right thumb out. So not a heavy fist, nice gentle fist here. I want you to bring it up towards the right side of the head. And then you're going to lengthen through the left arm. Inhale, reach that right elbow up to the sky. So a nice lateral stretch here, going all the way down through the right side of the body, through the right IT band. Keep the knees soft. If you want, you can reach that right arm up, get a deeper stretch. Deeper doesn't always mean better, so just be mindful of that. One more inhale. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and bring that right hand down. Go ahead and separate the feet. Give it a shake. Now I want you to pause for a moment. Standing in your Tadasana or your Tadasana, your mountain pose, and just notice how you feel between the right side and the left side. Maybe close your eyes for a moment, noticing how you feel. You might feel a little bit longer on the right side. So let's see if we can balance that out. Go ahead and take the left foot behind the right. Again, a little balance here. Make sure the knees are soft, not necessarily bent, but soft. Go ahead and make a gentle fist with your left hand. And you're going to place it on the left side of your head. All right. You can press your head into the hand into the head gently, nothing crazy. And then inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to lean over to the right. Woo. Feeling that stretch all the way down through that left side. You might even feel it in the left hip, which is good. We want to open that up. Are you breathing? Are you unclenching your jaws, your face soft? Good. Take one more breath. Maybe reach that left arm up. Woo. And then exhale, we'll bring it all the way back down. And let's separate the feet, give it a little shake. Very good. All right, let's take it to the top of our mat. We're going to go through one quick vinyasa here before we bring it to the floor. All right? So vinyasa is a flow movement. It's going to take us into down dog or child's pose, and then we'll bring it all the way down into the floor. So inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, go ahead and swan dive down. Inhale, a little half lift. Knees can be soft here. Backs of the knees soft. Back is flat. And then exhale, bend the knees. And let's go ahead and either step back into downward facing dog, or you can come into child's pose. Your choice. This is not a challenge here. It's not meant to challenge you. It's meant to feel good in your body. So whatever feels good for you. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Maybe you try both. It does take some body strength, upper body strength, to get into that downward dog. One more breath. And then exhale. Let's bring the knees to the floor. And everyone comes into that child's pose. So shifting all the way back. Now let's get a little bit more into the side body in this child's pose. Blanket or no blanket, your choice, under the knees. Go ahead and walk the hands over to the left. See if you can bring the right hand on top of the left, and you're going to shift your energy slightly to the right, feeling this really nice stretch through the right side of the body. The head just comes in between the upper arms here. You might feel this in the back of your right upper arm. It's a great stretch. Let's inhale, come up. Exhale, walk the hands over to the other side. So take the left hand on top of the right. Go ahead and shift back, shifting the energy slightly towards the left, feeling a really nice stretch through the left hip. All right, let's come back to center. And then inhale, come on up to tabletop. And then exhale, just draw the knees over to the left or to the right, and then have a seat. So you made it to the floor again. You can sit on your edge of your blanket if you'd like. Again, that'll help tilt the pelvis forward a little bit so that it feels a little more natural in your spine. We're going to come into a seated twist now. So I have my left leg in front of my right. You could go either way, it doesn't matter. Inhale, let's reach the arms all the way up. Relax the shoulders on the exhale and twist to the right. Now when you twist here, I want you to think of twisting through your thoracic spine. So from kind of the sternal notch here, that little indent in your throat, to your belly button. This is where we want to twist. Very good. Spine is long when we twist. Try not to be slouchy here. One more inhale. Good, and then exhale. Come back to center. Let's go ahead and switch the feet. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, we'll twist to the left. Relaxing the shoulders, lifting up through the crown of the head. Being mindful of your breath here, making sure that you're not holding your breath. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale. All right, let's inhale, reach the arms up. We're going to go back into the hips here, keeping the right leg in front of the left. Exhale, bring your hands forward. So we're going to walk the hands forward as far as feels comfortable for you. Some may be here, others may have their forehead to the floor. It's okay. Do what feels good for your body today. So make sure that your sit bones are nice and rooted on the floor. In other words, don't kind of come out of your seat here. If you want a deeper stretch, go ahead and walk the hands over to the left. You're going to feel it more in the right side. Right leg in front, hands move to the left. All right, let's inhale, bring it back to center. And then exhale, walk it back in. Bring your hands behind your back, bring the feet to the floor, and then just go ahead and do a little windshield wiper here, side to side. Waking up those hips. All right, let's go ahead and take the left leg in front of the right. Let's do the left side. I'm going to recenter myself on my blanket. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, relax the shoulders, and then come into a forward fold here. So either hands, elbows, maybe all the way down, maybe all the way up. Do what's right for you. So feeling this in that outer left hip. Now those of you who want to take it further, go ahead and walk the hands over to the right. Make sure you stay rooted and grounded through that left hip. Are you breathing? Good. All right, let's go back to center. Inhale, we'll walk the hands back to our thighs and we'll come all the way up. Let's go back into that little windshield wiper, side to side. Starting to round out our practice now. We're going to come into a little butterfly pose. So butterfly, or those of you who have played soccer or have kids who played soccer, this is one of the moves that they would always do when my kids played soccer. They'd always come into this butterfly pose. Really great stretch for your inner thighs. The closer your heels are to your groin, the more you're going to feel it in the groin. The further your heels are away, the more you're going to feel it in your low back. So it depends on where you want to feel it. If you're super tight in the inner thighs, I suggest you push the feet further apart. All right, so let's inhale here, sit up tall. And then exhale, you're going to hinge forward from the fronts of your hips. And only go to where you feel a gentle stretch. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And exhale. Let's inhale, come all the way back up. How'd you do? Exhale, draw the knees together. And I'm going to shift onto my back now. So taking my blanket off to the side. I'm going to lower myself all the way down onto my back. Let's go ahead and extend that right leg up. And I want you to go ahead and point and flex your foot. So notice the back of my leg here. The knee is soft, okay? My low back is on the mat. It's not lifted off the mat. It's on the mat. Go ahead and circle now your ankle around. And bring back mobility in that ankle. And then circle in the other direction. Good. Let's go ahead and take that right leg and you're going to put it onto the left leg. So it's like you're sitting cross-legged in a chair. It's not a figure four, sitting cross-legged, knee on top of knee. Go ahead and walk your left foot out to the left a little bit, maybe scoot your hips over to the left, and then you're going to use the weight of that right leg to rock your thighs over to the right. So it deepens the stretch here through that left side. You can bring your arms out to the side if you want. Really nice stretch here. Notice as you let the legs rock over to the right, your head is going to want to roll to the left. Very good. 2 more times. Not too fast. Last time. Good. All right, let's go ahead. Walk that left foot in a little. Bring the legs up. Bring the arms up. Go ahead and give yourself a little kick out. It's your opportunity to do your own little temper tantrum here on the floor. And then go ahead and bring your feet down. All right, let's bring the left leg up. Hold behind the left thigh. Relax your shoulders. Relax your low back. And go ahead and point and flex that left foot. Breathe, relax your shoulders here. If you can't grab your thigh, just bring the arms down by your sides. That's fine. Go ahead and circle your ankle. And circle it the other way. And then take that left leg and we're going to cross it over the right. Again, knee on top of knee here. We don't want to be in a figure four. It's really important, knee on top of knee. You're going to go ahead and kind of shift your body over to the right a little, and then use the weight of the left leg to draw the knees over to the left. You're going to feel this all in the low back. So this is one of my most favorite low back stretches to do. You definitely don't want to rush through this one. Notice as the knees go to the left, your head is going to want to roll to the right. Let it happen. Good. Let's do this a couple more times. Make sure you're breathing. Last time. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back to center. Bring the legs up, bring the arms up. Go ahead and shake it off. And then bring the feet to the floor. Take your feet as wide as your mat or a little bit wider than your hips. And then let's do another little windshield wiper here. So again, getting back into the hips. Breathing. Let the head roll in the opposite direction of the knees. All right, let's go ahead and bring the feet together. Go ahead and scoot your hips to the left and let the knees fall to the right. Maybe keeping the shoulders, both left and right shoulder, on the floor. So if this is too much, go ahead and use your blanket, and you can put your blanket either in between your thighs or underneath the thighs. Going for a supine twist here. You can let your head roll to the left. It's a great pose to do at the end of your practice. It helps to calm the nervous system, gets us ready for the day. All right, let's bring it all back in. Go ahead and give your knees a little bit of a hug here. Circle those knees around in one direction and then in the other. And then let's go ahead and scoot the hips over to the right and let the knees fall over to the left. You can extend that right arm out. You can look towards the right, feeling this stretch. If it's too intense, you're going to back off. You're going to take the blanket, maybe place it between the thighs or underneath that left thigh. Supporting yourself in this pose. One more breath. And then exhale. Let's bring it all back to center. Give your knees a little bit of a hug here. And then extend the legs nice and long. We'll come into a very short Shavasana. So extending the legs long, bring the arms down by your sides. You can roll the head a little bit from side to side. Just take up some space on your mat or on the floor, and then let the head slowly come into whatever position feels good. Closing the eyes if you'd like. Take a deep breath in. Maybe hold the breath at the top and then exhale out the mouth, nice and long. Let's do that again. Deep breath in. Long exhale out the mouth. One last time, deep breath. And exhale. Allow your body to completely surrender here into your mat. Natural inhales and exhales. Unclench your jaw. Soften your shoulders, your belly. Letting the arms and the legs become heavy. Coming into the breath. And when you're ready, you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Deepening the breath here, bringing awareness back into your body. Maybe circle ankles and wrists. You can stretch the arms overhead. Full body stretch here. Exhale, draw the knees in towards the chest. You can either roll up or roll off to the side, bringing yourself back into a seated position. How did you do? How are you feeling now after that full body stretch class? I hope you're feeling really great. Thank you again so much for joining me today. Thanks to Hewlett Packard for sponsoring this class and yesterday's class. I hope to see you all again soon. If you like these types of classes, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and thanks. I'll see you soon.